Anthony Gignac wore expensive suits, drove a 2016 Ferrari California with diplomatic plates, and boasted to anyone who would listen that he was a Saudi prince looking for big-time investment possibilities for his father, the king. But behind that opulent life was a fraud that Gignac, who was born in Colombia, had been perpetrating since the 1990s and across the United States, including Miami in 1993 and 1994, when he left behind huge debts in Bala Harbor, Cocoa Walk, and Coral Gables. Gignac, who often calls himself Sultan bin Khalid Al Saud, had kept a low profile for the past decade but returned to Miami in 2017 and tried to pass himself off as a Saudi royal and diplomat in order to defraud area business people out of money, properties and other valuables, according to a federal grand jury indictment in Miami. Had kept a low profile for the past decade but returned to Miami in 2017 and tried to pass himself off as a Saudi royal and diplomat in order to defraud area business people out of money, properties and other valuables, according to a federal grand jury indictment in Miami. The indictment alleges that he met from March to November with representatives from a couple of Miami-Dade companies to discuss a multi-million-dollar investment to buy a hotel. Never miss a local story. Sign up today for a free 30-day free trial of unlimited digital access. Subscribe now. An accomplice, Carl Martin Williamson, played an important role in the meetings and was also charged with impersonating a foreign diplomat and conspired to commit a crime against the United States. To maintain the facade, Williamson bought a false diplomatic license plate on eBay on June 4. According to the indictment, Gignac then showed off his car, with the fraudulent plates, to several business people from a company identified only as Company TA. Gignac also invited the business people to his alleged penthouse on Fisher Island, where the front door had a sign, Sultan. During the visit, he showed the potential investors alleged documents from the Bank of Dubai showing he had $600 million available. Williamson also demanded that Company TA buy Gignac a gift valued at more than $50,000 because the Sultan's owner had been questioned. According to the indictment, the gift was bought and delivered to Gignac on the same day, August 13. From Colombia to Michigan. The Miami case was only the most recent chapter in the more than 20 years of fraudulent schemes by Gignac, who was adopted by a U.S. couple from Michigan along with his brother Daniel. The Ohio newspaper The Blade reported in 2008 that the brothers wound up in a Bogotá orphanage after their biological father allegedly killed the younger brother because he could not afford to feed all of them. The report makes no mention of the mother. The brothers were raised in Michigan and soon began to sharpen their skills at fraud, according to the newspaper. Anthony told schoolmates that his mother owned the famed Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island and that his father was actor Dom DeLuisa, both lies. Court documents from a 2008 case in Michigan showed Anthony Gignac first ran afoul of the law in 1991, when he passed himself off as a Saudi prince and defrauded a hotel and several other companies in that state of approximately $10,000. The Grand Life in Miami-Dade. 1993, he was living a truly princely life as a guest at the Grand Bay Hotel in Coconut Grove, once a luxury base for Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, Sophia Loren, and Prince. Gignac used the identity of a California man to obtain credit cards, claiming he had lost the old ones, according to El Nuevo Herald report from that time. Even though the name on the cards was different, the man who called himself Prince Khalid was driven around in limousines, left $20 tips and repeatedly declared, "Put it on my tab." Police uncovered the fraud scheme when Gignac was beaten and robbed by two men he had invited to his Grand Bay penthouse for a party on December 30, 1993. While the police were investigating the crime, one of the officers decided to notify the Saudi Arabian embassy in Washington. The reply shocked him. Khalid who? Gignac fled to Chicago before police could nab him for cheating Grand Bay out of $27,000 and Saks Fifth Avenue out of $51,175. He was arrested there and extradited to South Florida, but even as he awaited trial he persuaded his lawyer that he was a Saudi royal, and the attorney arranged his bail in August of 1994. Once on the street again, Gignac went straight to an American Express office in Coral Gables and asked for a platinum card, which at the time had a credit line of $200 million, to replace one he claimed had been stolen. American Express employees doubted the story when Gignac could not provide the date of birth for the real Saudi prince, but gave him the card when he screamed that his father the king would be furious with the way he was being treated. Card in hand, Gignac went shopping. He